G'day everyone. This is round 5 of building my track Pantoja. And as usual, we're getting straight into it. It's just reflecting on what I did yesterday. We tried to flesh out some of this main bass. And, upon looking at this, it's still pretty empty. We can see that it's full around here. And there's obviously some more sound effects here. But when we go here, like it's all gone. So we're going to take some of these sounds and obviously these basses and push them through this part where it is apparently empty, okay? And yeah, we're going to smash that out. We're going to try and get up to the break, and then I'm just going to focus on getting this done for this lesson, because I think that's a good goal. And we're just going to listen from this part that we're going to focus on. Okay, so this is actually full. I like the sound of this, so we're definitely up to here. And straight away, we're going to introduce this bass again. Yep, in some kind of way. Yeah, so maybe a hit here could be nice. So as you can see, we're kind of filling in the gaps. It's a puzzle, and these ideas are bouncing off each other. Again, you can have layers on top of each other, but I only tend to lay things if I don't think that the primary sound I'm using is strong enough. This is just going to be a really subtle. We actually might have this go the whole length, and we're going to hide this by pushing the filter down, and it's going to return for a sweep up the top. And we might actually sweep up an octave higher. We're just gonna have this sweep. And we might actually put some wubs underneath this. I just want to filter this up as well. Yeah, so I think a nice little dub wub here could be really cool, and we're going to reintroduce it. And I get most of my dub wubs from here just because there's they're already really nice. You know, I could spend my time putting these in with the harmonic series again and FMing, but you know, this saves time. Okay. We just need to make him wub. Yeah, okay, this could be cool. Yeah, we just had to remove the sub because and let's put a little reverb on. That is not a reverb. That's a hyper dimension. Here we go. Yeah, okay, cool. So I think this could be... This could be nice here. Again, you can hear that we've got these spaces that I feel like I'm really calling for basses to go there. It's a bit loud, that one. Okay, so this is actually a really cool sounding tone as well. And I think we were looking at like here. This is a nice idea. I think it would sit better in the mix if it was just a bit wider. It's kind of like a bit central in my headphones, and I would prefer it to just be touching on the sides a bit more, because I think it will fit a bit nicer. So let's compare the difference. This usually boosts it by a couple of dB, so just be aware of that too. Yeah. So it's sounding a lot nicer on the sides. This is one of those sounds where it's just getting huge amounts of volume if we try and move this, if we try and move the filter cutoff. So like we can chuck a limiter on there. And sometimes it comes down to the correct limiter. For me, it's either loud max or this W1. They both work really well. And I just want to see if we can do some automation to this. Cool, so that worked. Yeah, so we got this nice change of tone there. And let's just go for this kind of shape. Okay, cool. So this, you can hear that the sub bass is pitching upwards. It's going, and I'm pretty sure it's going up by 3. And we're going to mimic the pitch bend with our mid bass, because I like to do this sometimes. It kind of sounds like they're all working together. Yeah, so that would be, we need to adjust the bend range. So we're going up to 3, yeah? And then it's just a matter of going into, hold on, we just got to EQ this. Sometimes they get away from me. This might actually be nice at an octave downwards too. Okay, definitely not. That was inaudible. So envelopes. Usually if you hit MIDI controlled, pitch bend is the first option that arrives, and we modulate it here. And so it's bending up to this note. Yeah, and you'll be able to hear, let's just listen to them together and solo them. And you can hear that this bass is following the sub. Yeah, which is really nice and coherent. I won't do this on every single bass. This is the first time I've actually considered doing this in this song, so I haven't really seen any other problems with the rest of the phrasing, but that's a nice one to keep in mind. Yeah, so I really liked this combination of this one and this here. So we're going to capture both of them and throw it into. Yep, you can hear we have a lot of space here. Yeah, cool. So I did do some small adjustments to this bass here. and I'll just go over what I did. I was using erosion with sine on the end, and I ended up taking it off and just using a downsample distortion in Serum because that was giving me a tone that I thought was more pleasing to the ear. Yeah. Oh, and I think this was not even in the sidechain group. Not that it's on an offbeat anyway, so it's probably not changing the sound at all, but for good measure, we're just going to put it in there anyway. So the thing is, I layered this with this. There's actually quite a lot of layering going on for this sound because now that I'm hearing it here, it's pretty weak. So that's, you know, that's why I layered it in the first place. Okay, so where's the throaty guy? Yeah, this one, and we're just gonna layer this with this one. We are going to pitch bend this one as well. Seeing as though the other two are following each other, it makes a lot of sense that we would have this one follow the same bend. Yeah, so that's happening across this whole part here. I have no idea what that is, but it seems to be, yeah, whatever, we'll keep it there, maybe we'll use it later. Okay, cool. So that's sounding nice. There's still some small things we're gonna add, but for now, like I'm really happy how that is arranged and working out. This is a nice little chop too that we can reuse. to have some bass chops right here. And I'll tell you what we're going to do. This one... Yeah, we'll use this one because that's kind of like a primary bass that kind of just died. It's like, where did it go? So let's bring him back full power with some new ideas. Let's see how bright this goes, or if it goes any brighter. Okay, that didn't do anything. It's probably because this is on the same cutoff. If that's the case, we can delete all of it because it's not doing anything. Yeah, I want some kind of slippery movement in here. And okay, this could be nice. We might have to do another note here. Okay, I think we want to put a little glide on here. Let's see what happens when we change it to mono. Okay, no, I like those two doubling up. Yep, and we are going to duplicate all of this, delete the rest, and have a little hit here. But we're just going to change. So this is what I mean by recycling. Like we've just duplicated the whole patch, and all we're going to do is change the sound waves so we get a different variation. Okay, so that was cool. I like the depth in this one, but it might not translate with everything else in the mix. No. So we're going to find something a bit brighter. Still not digging it. Let's just listen for something here between these two. Excuse me. Alright, I accidentally just changed the whole patch, but whatever. let's get off them and yeah, that's a bit more up my alley. Yeah, I think that's really cool. But this would also be nice with okay, I really wanted to put a downsample distortion on here. Do I have Decimort? Which is a pretty cool plugin. I have Serum Effects. This is I just want the downsample distortion on this. So we're putting a whole instance of Serum on there just to get this. Oh, sweet. So like generally like wherever this is set, 25, really dig the tone of it. And so, you know, sometimes I'm adding different texture distortions on things. So the sound actually pops out of the mix. You could hear it without it, and it's kind of like nowhere. This just really spices it up a bit, so it's popping out. Yeah, cool. So this is sounding nice. We're going to continue. Yeah, we might do a variation of this. And instead of having it you know, locked in, we can do this free rate kind of trick. So here we are. Here for the rate. That is crazy that that is not changing. Okay. Oh no, maybe I was changing the wrong one. Okay, that's good. Fascinating. So it's totally changing the rate. But when we're modulating it on here, it is not doing anything, which is quite strange. Oh, okay, it's doing it now. We're going to have it here across a longer period of time so we can hear it a bit better. Let's delete that. And we might even turn this into some kind of pluck. Okay, that's cool. I do want to experiment just by changing this. so that's just cooking it. You can hear the majority of the sound is actually coming from this hard clip here. Like, that sounds trash without it. So when in doubt, smash things, especially sine waves, just through a hard clipping distortions, and you're gonna get some cool stuff. They're just automating this drive too, which is where all the tone's coming from. And interesting. Is this actually doing anything? No, because the filter is up. Okay. For me, this LFO rate's just a bit too quick. Okay, so it's ruined the rhythm of what it was. That's just how it's gonna have to be. Okay, I was a bit iffy about this, but after listening to it like 10 times, it's sinking in. Okay, so this would be a nice bit for some sound effects, to be honest. So I made note that I wanted to do some sound design, doing some crazy shit, and let's do some sound design with some crazy shit. So not sure if I covered this in my well, I guess in my course, but sometimes I like to use movie dialogue because it's got a lot of sounds and speech and sound effects in there. So you're getting a big variety of sounds. And
well, after I got over the initial shock of seeing
and sometimes you can just manipulate this in different ways, which are going to give you a lot of variations. So we're going to chuck thermal on there. Thermal. Crazy distortion. We're going to chuck volcano on there. We might even chuck rift on there too. And see what happens. These are all fantastic plugins. We're not going to have them all off the bat because that's a bit too crazy. But we will start with something like this.
Well, after I got over the...
Whoa, okay. Let's pitch it down. Okay, and we're just going to go on to something. Is this actually on it? Ah, okay, it's not on. It would be cool if this had a randomize function. Like, I pretty much want every plugin to have a dice that I can click to just give me random ideas. Because that would be fantastic. Maybe we could try moving this. We can try moving it around a bit. And this is just for experimentation. I'm not really putting any thought into this. I'm just looking for things to provide movement and me creating movement. So that might be a little bit too extreme. And you can see it's going down quite low. That's fine. Let's crush this up a bit with extreme. Okay, that's beautiful. What we're gonna do, we're gonna keep that here. I like that tone. We're gonna smash this one to audio just to save up some CPU. And we're gonna go on to a sound design session. So we're gonna hit record, and I'm going to adjust a lot of these and move some things around and see what we get as a result. And then we're going to arrange that into our song. So if you ever are stuck and you don't know what to do, make use of the powerful plugins that we do have, or you hopefully have or might get in the future, and just generate some sound sources and record it in, and we can pick out what we want. You might record for 20 minutes and use like 2 seconds of it, but at least you got a cool 2 seconds, you know. And when you practice this process more, you're going to increase the chances that you're going to generate better ideas. Okay, so we put a new audio resample, record. We're going to hit record, and we're just going to adjust all of these parameters. Okay. Wow, that sounds good. Okay, cool, that's enough. But as you can see, we got some stuff, which is the main point of it. We got some stuff. We're not going to use all of it, but we're going to use some of it. And when we repeat the process, we get more stuff. Okay, so let's go. And let's arrange, chop some and arrange it. Okay. Maybe we can fit this in somewhere or pitch it up or something. And we're going to continue chopping and finding some bits and pieces that might be usable. And the thing is, like, a lot of this might not be usable for this song, but you should create a folder and save all of these long recordings and put them into your folder and say that this was whatever key. You know, we're changing the pitch, so it doesn't really matter, but make a sound design folder and put all this stuff in there so you can drag out these big chunks and recycle all of your sounds as well. Okay, I really like this. know, this one definitely wants to, not that one. This one wants to continue here. Just with one more little sweep at the end, but pretty happy with how it's all going. These are just small little, it's just me being particular. Okay, this was a nice little thing. Yeah, cool. Yeah, cool. So this blends really nicely into that sound. And, you know, that's just by luck. So, you know, you play around with the different parts and really listen to the articulations of each of these sounds. But these are really nice together. Because it's generated from the same source, so they're going to work together. You just need to kind of lay them and experiment with different rhythms. That sounds like Mark Rebillet playing around with his vocal pitch bend. Okay, this is a really nice one here, actually. And we're going to find a cool spot for it, because this, we're going to have to move this here, turn it off, make a new track for this sound. But this is the kind of sound that can repeat over time. Okay, so it's pretty out, so we can go Control A, wait. Yeah, I'm on a Mac, so Command Shift U, and that brings up the quantize. And we can quantize this to 16th notes, so it's rhythmically in time with the song now. Yeah, cool. So that's a really nice little rhythmic layer underneath that, I think. And okay, so let's stay true to the dropout. Okay, cool. I hope I went through all of this. I finished a session and just had this surge of an idea for a melody for this, and I'm pretty sure I've gone through it. No, 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 no. And I also added this, so that's pretty much just repeating over time, over this ostinato that we created and this drone pluck. And I also created this guitar line as well. And it was a pretty simple idea musically. I wanted some chromatic movement going around, and just to add some more tension, which is a nice little cheeky run here, which I really dug. And that was pretty much all I did. I just wanted to get the ideas out, and sometimes those ideas are outside of when I'm recording, but we've captured pretty much everything else, which is what's important here. Just continuing on to where I wanted to mention that, and I was just moving this wobble effect into the weak sidechain. You can see here the balance of some of these sounds, and this was leaning to one side. And sometimes I'm really weird about it. I feel off balance. If there's too much of a dominant sound on one side or the other, well, without it being balanced out by something else. But I'm just going to center this a bit more. And we're going to chuck some kind of distortion on there to bring out some of the highs a little bit more. Make it a little bit more dominant in the mix. Oh, and this is a really cool one on Trash. I don't know if any of you have got it, but I would highly recommend using it because of its multi-band option, and also this option called Convolve, which is it's kind of like a layering engine, and you can pick different tones that will layer on this. And some obviously get more extreme, like these mech animals. Okay, so this is a pretty cool one. I like it alone, and now we just have to check that it fits in the mix as well, which is most important. You should usually change these sounds listening to the whole mix, not individually, because we are trying to make it fit in the whole song. And you could make a perfect sound as it is, but it doesn't pop or is not working in the entire mix. So I would encourage you to listen to the whole mix while you're doing changes as well. Yeah, cool. So there's still a little bit here that we should probably fill in, but I'm feeling drawn to continue through this part because I adjusted one of these basses and it's sounding thick as, and I really wanted to make a groove with it. So let's just find where that is. I feel like we could make it hit harder for that break. Let's see what old mate's done. Okay, so we're fading another bass, which is what we'll probably do as well. Yep. That is all good. Where is my plucky bass that I made? What's going on here? Where'd it go? Oh, it might be this one here. Yes, it is that one. Yeah, so really digging this one. And we're just gonna, I'll tell you what. That could be a really nice bass to, I think it's around here. Oh, okay, so it's on 4th beat. Yeah, cool. Really dig this sound. But we're going to make something else. Yeah, just right there. Is there anything on that audio channel? No, there is not. I'll take that as a sign that we're just going to find a bass shot around. There's heaps in F because F is a really common key to write in, and we just want one really sick neuro-y thing from probably Ghost Syndicate, to be honest. Dark bass 3 could be cool. Okay, here we go. A whole bunch of F stuff. No, it's a bit too off center for me. Okay, I like this which could be around here. Sounds cool because it's so loud, but there's actually, it's mostly just sub, so like, yeah, so that's not gonna do. We need something with more like high end in it. Actually, we're just gonna use one of my Neuro racks because it's sick. Yep. Lingual Neuro 1. It's pretty savage. Yes, let's use the, and it's just one little chop here. Yep. Chucking this guy. And we're gonna have the FMs the harmonics quite low because I want this to be a low, sizzly kind of sound. Oh god, it was not low and sizzly. That was nice. Okay, we can't hear these harmonics yet because they're not being FM'd into the sound yet. We go like this. That's fantastic. Yep. I'm finding that this one actually doesn't do much, which is fine, but if I rebuild a rack, I might take note of taking that one out. And we'll do a couple of notch movements here. We might do something spontaneous like this. And let's do some more movement. Yep, cool. And what is this going to do? I'm just deciding with this sound if we even want like the sub in it. Let's have a look what's going on here. I can't actually tell. Let's put an EQ on there. We'll be able to see really quick. Yep, it does. So this song's quite high actually. It's in G flat. So the first harmonic is around 46 hertz. And I should discuss the keys to write in and what's too low or difficult to write in because of the fundamental harmonic. And essentially, I think you can go as low as B, because B, the key of B, we can't hear anything under 30, and that doesn't mean you can't feel it though. So the compromise is, yeah, the first fundamental of B is at 31 hertz, like really just in the audible range. Obviously, you're going to have higher harmonics in basses, but this first fundamental one is definitely not going to come through a heap of speakers, right? So that's why it's difficult to write in. C, still incredibly low. I would probably only go as low as C nowadays. And I think D's beautiful to write in, but for me, like F, you can see at 44 hertz there, is E and F are amazing to write in. You probably don't want to write all of your songs in E or F because they're a semitone away, and trying to mix things that are a semitone away is going to be horrible because it's one of the most dissonant intervals in music, the semitone. But you can write an F and C, which are really great keys together. C goes really well into F and vice versa. E would be to B, which is kind of a bit too low, or E to D is nice. We'll look into the circle of fifths a bit later. But there's some interesting ideas there. It depends what key you're writing in. But the basses, for sure, will blend much better with relevant keys. Okay, cool. So yeah, I want this to bend too. Let's bend it up to 3. And again, I've done this many times before. MIDI. Bend up to 100. Doesn't sound like it's bending at all, to be honest. Oh well, that's okay. Yes, we have decided that we are keeping the sub in it. What we're going to do, this is a nice pluck bass, and we're going to recycle it and turn it into a bass. Like, we're just going to remove the pluck from it so we can do some sweeps and things. So the easiest way to do that is just take whatever is on the filter envelope. So now we'll keep everything else the same, but now we can automate that cutoff. and have it sweep as a layer on top of that other bass. So it's because this is our primary idea now. We've gone into this pluck kind of groove. Yeah, cool. And we're gonna do a little fill thing. And the fill might actually have another patch. So we've got an E. That's probably too high. Okay, that's better. We're gonna filter this guy. Let's have a look at what this is on E2. Okay, what's this? E2. Yep. Yeah, we're gonna put a LFO in here on free pitch, and let's have it like a wub, and then it's gonna turn into the pluck afterwards. Oh, see. So because we're wubbing, we just need to be aware of the filter. We're probably going to have to bring all of it down, because you can imagine that the filter cutoff is, it's going up higher anyway. Yeah, okay. Let's get the rate and do some. Okay, interesting. It's yeah, I feel like I just want this to be a bit wider, to be honest. But pretty savage basses going on here, if I do say myself. Yeah. Do I want this on here? It would make sense to just have it the same as this. So if I change one, I'm going to change the other. But we could make both of them wider. Let's chuck on the old Haas. It's pretty much my go-to, honestly. Like, maybe it's fucking up the mono signal, but it sounds good to me. Oh, wow. Yeah, that really put it on the sides. And if I am worried about the mono signal, we can go on to EQ, we can go on to sides, and we can have a look at how much side information is there. Okay, so we probably don't want this stuff with side on it. Yeah, okay, cool. So that sounds great to me. We're going to copy both of these and we're going to put it onto this. Well, actually, all of it. I'm going to put it onto all of it. Because these three are essentially the same bass. So we might even group them and say pluck, groove. So we've split this bass into 3 parts because we're doing 3 different things with it. You probably could do it all on one, but that means there's a lot more automation lanes and it gets a bit confusing. So I tend to change these based on function. So this is a pluck, this is the sweep, and this is the free LFO. And they're doing something similar here. I just want to hear where that fill comes from, whether it's here or the same spot. Okay. We might even turn this into a pluck. It does cut through the mix a bit better. I actually don't like this harsh wide note there. At first, I was like, yeah, really beefed it up. Well, and now I'm hearing this weird phasiness to it. I just want a little bit. Yeah, okay, that's actually much more manageable. So yeah, we have to delete that off all 3. Yeah, cool. And we might even continue grooving on this offbeat bass. Yep, and this could be repeated, maybe to there, and then we're at the simmer. Cool. And yeah, this is looking pretty good. Like, we're really close to finishing this main part. Obviously, you want to add some more sound design and refine some things, but we're going pretty well. We are going to listen to what we've done and appreciate the time and the effort that we've put into this song so far. Okay, cool. So yeah, we're up to the final drop, which is fantastic. I'm super stoked. We've there's going to be a lot of refining done in between this, but you've seen a lot of the process that I go through, and I think we've achieved a lot of progress in a small amount of time. And I'm sure that if you have gone through my course and you've learnt a lot of the techniques that I've displayed, and now you're actually able to see me use those techniques and put them into practice, then you should try and mimic this workflow. And I would suggest that beginning with a song referencing and taking its structure is a really, really great thing to do as the first step towards completing a track, because then you're not left wondering where your direction is. You can see the direction. We've put the locators here. We have a strong sense of purpose and structure of our song, and we're working within a framework. Sometimes we need to put limitations around ourselves creatively to actually function. And obviously, you're not going to do this with every track. You're going to have tracks where you do want to experiment and try something new, and you're going to be innovative and do creative things in a different way. But I find sometimes when we do put limitations on our creativity, sometimes we get results in a more efficient way, a more productive way, which are both really, really great things. Okay, because we do have a limited amount of energy and time, and we want to devote the correct amount that is going to leave us feeling fulfilled and happy, and we're both happy, and we're also happy with our creative output and the result at the end. So I'm going to leave this session there, and we will continue on the next lesson.